What is up, YouTube? JankyYGO here. My name is Michael, and today we have some new cards to talk about coming in Dimension Force. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. First off, we got Light Law Medium. She is a level 2 light fairy effect monster, 400 attack, 300 defense. First effect states once per turn at the start of your opponent's battle phase, you can target any number of attack position monsters your opponent controls. During this turn, while this card is in your monster zone, those monsters must attack this card to Fable. Once per turn, when an attack is declared in a battle between this card and an attack position monster your opponent controls, you can negate the attack, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the monster's original attack. So this card was in a few of the Game Boy games that one of which was never localized over here in the United States. But what do I think about this card? It's not great. Um, it's it's there, I guess. I wouldn't say it's very good though. We're kind of really far past the point of when this card would be like a pretty good effect. But that's my opinion. We're gonna move on to Dinorphia, the Dinorphia cards, which are dinosaur fusion cards, which are really cool. So we got Dinorphia Rexsturm, level 8 Dark Dinosaur Fusion effect. That is 3,000 attack, 0 defense, and its materials are 1 Dinorphia Fusion monster plus 1 or more monster, or plus 1 Dinorphia monster. Its second and third effects are hard once per turns. First effect says your opponent's monsters your opponent controls with an attack equal or higher than your life points can activate their effects. Its second effect states you can pay half your life points, and until the end of this turn, the attack of all monsters your opponent controls become equal to your life points. And then its third effect says that when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one level 6 or lower Dinorphia monster from your graveyard. So, what do I think about this card? Well, the first effect is pretty good. The second effect is kind of neat because it pretty much makes it so that they just can't activate their effects. The issue is, though, is I'm pretty sure the monsters your opponent summons afterwards can still activate their effects. So you have to time it right and hope that, you can just shut off all their activated effects. It is good that it floats, though. But you do have to get a fusion monster out. And I don't know if I don't know enough about the Dinorphias to make a good assessment of this card. So yeah, we're gonna go on to their trap card, which is Dinorphia Frenzy, and it says you can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. During your opponent's main phase, pay half your life points, and you can fusion summon one Dinorphia fusion monster from your extra deck using one monster from your deck and one monster from your extra deck. Okay, so that just gets you out your Rexsturm. That's pretty cool. Its second effect says when your opponent activates a card or effect while your life points are 2,000 or less, you can banish this card from your graveyard. You take no damage from opponent's card effects this turn. So that so not only does this let you get out your big fusion monster that we just talked about, but this also stops your opponent from like burning you out in like burn matchups. So that's pretty neat. I think this card is pretty cool. But it's just a 1-for-1. You're just trading this card out for your fusion because you're getting one from your deck and one from your extra deck. So overall, I think it's a pretty good card, especially because your Dinorphia monsters want to have like lower life points than your opponent's monsters attack and stuff like that to like stop them from doing things. So you want to have low life points with this deck. So paying half your life points in this deck seems like a pretty good thing. So, pretty cool. Next up, we got something I'm a little bit excited for, which is Sylvan support. And I used to play this deck quite a bit, so let's jump into what it is, what it does, and I'll give you my thoughts of it as someone who used to play this deck. So, Pione, the Sylvan Dancer. So, Pione, the Sylvan Dancer is a link to 1200 attack, and its arrows are bottom left and bottom right. Plant, and it requires 2 plant monsters. If this is link summoned, you can excavate up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. You can special summon up to 2 excavated plants, but they can't be used as link material, and you send the rest to the graveyard. Its second effect says you target 1 plant monster that has a level in your graveyard, and then all levels, the levels of all face-up monsters this card points to become that targeted monster, become the targeted monsters that was in your graveyard's level until the end of this turn. So basically, it lets you change levels and stuff like that, so you can XEs and all that. What do I think of this card? Well, I think the first effect is very, very good. Sylvans are a deck that play a lot of plant monsters anyway. You play like mainly all your monsters are pretty much in your main deck going to be plants. And on top of that, you also play like a bunch more monsters. You play 24, I would say, is like the bare minimum of what you would play in Sylvans for monsters. Like 24 to 30 monsters is probably what you play in this deck. Which is, I know it sounds ridiculous, but yes, that's like where you want to be. So you're probably gonna get your excavating and dumping the one in the graveyard. Not only does that set up for the second effect, but that also allows you to get its excavated effect if it's a Sylvan. Because if it's sent to the graveyard after being excavated, you get their effect. So that's really, really good. And the way it's worded is so that you send the rest of the graveyard after you summon the 2, so that you can still get the effect and they won't miss timing. Because Sylvans, unfortunately, their excavation effects do miss timing, but a lot of them aren't hard once per turns. So that's kind of makes up for it, which is really, really cool. So as a Sylvan player, I think that this card is very good. But I also think that the Aromage one is a bit better. Because the Aromage one is a Lone Fire Blossom. But this one also is a play extender. So, like, I do think you still run this card. I think you probably run both. And I think that this one, like I said, is a play extender. But you can let me know what you think in the comments section down below. If it is your birthday today, happy birthday. If you want to send meaningful deck profiles or replays, emails in the description, JankyYGO at gmail.com. I hope you all have a happy New Year's, and of course, and as always, have a wonderful day.